We are very excited to release the new schedule for Season 5 of the Heavy Duty Parts Report, which will begin in January of 2022. Now, you're used to us having interviews where we interview manufacturers and industry experts, and that is something that is going to continue. So in 2022, this is the lineup for the Heavy Duty Parts Report. On Monday, we're going to continue to have those conversations with manufacturers and industry experts in a segment that we're going to call Industry Insights. That'll be every Monday, just like you're used to. In addition to that, on the podcast, we are going to have two new segments. On Wednesday, we're going to have a segment called Sell More Parts. And in this segment, we are going to answer one question: how to sell heavy-duty parts in a digital world. So I'm looking forward to that segment. On Friday, we're going to have a new segment called Think Outside the Box. Now, in this segment, this is a weekly segment where we're going to challenge the status quo in the heavy-duty parts industry and the trucking industry, and we're going to talk about innovative ways to improve the trucking industry. Some of those shows we will have experts on to discuss specific subjects. Other shows may be solo shows or just with Taryn and I, but that will be the lineup for 2022 on the podcast. So Monday, Industry Insights. Wednesday, Sell More Parts. Friday, Think Outside the Box. In 2021, we were airing these three segments. They just weren't showing up on the podcast. So where every Monday we would put out an interview with a manufacturer or an industry expert, sometimes we would re-air a live program. We weren't publishing the other live streams that we were doing. And so typically on Thursdays, all through 2021, at least the second half of 2021, I was doing a live stream on my personal profile where we were tackling the Sell More Parts segment. And that was really a test. I wanted to see if we could do it. I wanted to see if we could keep up with that many segments per week. And for some of you, you know that on Fridays, we've been doing a live stream, most of those live streams being interviews. And so really, for the crew at the Heavy Duty Parts Report, we've been doing this content, but we just hadn't brought it together on the podcast and published it there. So for us, this is going to be a little adjustment in how we go about distributing the content. This is all going to be pre-recorded content. Sometimes we may take a great live stream that we do and incorporate it somehow, but this is going to be content that will be published on the podcast, on our website, where people who want to listen can do so, and they can get access to all the content that we are producing, not just some of it. So that was an important shift. But that begs the question, well, what about the other content you've done in the past? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to the live streams? What's going to happen to things like webinars? Well, let's talk about video content for a moment. We do record these podcast episodes and we publish them in the show notes and on our YouTube channel so that if people want to watch the podcast, they can. But podcasts are designed really to be listened to, not to be watched. And so some people like to watch them. I know myself, when I'm working at home, I'm in my office, sometimes I've got a video going and I'm listening to it and kind of watching at the same time. But that's not the same experience as when I watch a specific video about a specific subject that I want to learn more about. That's really the direction that we're going to go in 2022. So one of the things you're going to see on our website in 2022 is there's going to be a listen button. That's going to take you to the podcast. There's going to be a watch button, and that's going to take you to the video section on our website, but that will correlate with the videos that we put on our YouTube channel and the playlists and the way that we organize them. So there's going to be three categories of videos. There's going to be the overarching video category, just called video. And that's where we're going to start to create videos that are more specific to specific subjects and that are designed to be watched, not just listened to. We're going to continue to do webinars, and that is going to be a category of video all on its own, where you're going to be able to go to the website or go to the YouTube channel and watch the webinars. And then we are also going to do the live streams, but we're going to change the way we approach live streams. So up until now, we've done many live streams, 75 in total, on what we formerly called HDPR Live. We also did nearly 30 on my personal profile. And so we've done over 100 live streams in the last year and a half or so. Going into 2022, live streams are going to be more related to things where you're going to want to see it live and there's going to be more to see. So a lot of the interviews that we did, we found more people were watching the replays than were watching live. But when I was in Las Vegas in November at Apex, more people watched live than watched the replay. Why? Well, we feel that it's because of the context of the content. People were interested in feeling like they were there in Las Vegas with me at the show. And so it's those kinds of on-site type pieces of content that will be more suited to a live stream. And those are the kinds of live streams that we're going to do in 2022. Now, this may be a live stream at a trade show. It might be a live stream at an industry event. It may be a live stream with a round table discussion where we're bringing a bunch of people in. It could be a live stream at a repair shop where we're looking at something specific. But those are the kinds of live streams that we're going to do going forward. So if it's an interview, if it is a solo show where we're talking about a specific subject, that's going to be on the podcast so you can listen to it. If it's a video where you need to visually learn something and see more of the content, that's going to be on the video section. Webinar will be a webinar, and a live stream will be dedicated to live events where audience members would like to feel like they're there participating with us as we are there at that event. So that's how we're just kind of adjusting the content. We also have a blog. In 2021, admittedly, the blog, we kind of fell off on publishing regular blog content, but that is changing in 2022. We're going to dedicate the blog to more of the press releases that come through. You know, we're establishing the Heavy Duty Parts Report as a press and media company. And so more and more of the press releases are being sent to us and we want to report on them. But we're going to add a little bit of context to the press releases to talk about how it impacts the heavy duty parts industry specifically. I'd also like to bring back some industry reporting. And I think that there is some place for written content where it can be more data oriented and more analytical. Sure, we may talk about it on the podcast, but we also want to be able to use the blog to issue industry reports that are useful to the industry and provide relevant content and relevant data to help heavy-duty parts companies make decisions about what it is that they are going to do moving forward. So that is the way that content is going to be structured in 2022. It's not a very large departure from what we've been doing. It's just that there's going to be more podcast episodes. There's going to be a slight adjustment to our live stream approach. We're going to be adding videos and industry reports and press releases on the blog, and we're going to be getting back into doing more webinars. So a lot more content coming at you from the Heavy Duty Parts Report. This has involved us making some adjustments internally. We're expanding our teams. We're giving promotions to some of our staff. We're moving things in the direction where we're going to be able to publish a lot more valuable content to serve the great trucking industry that we are a part of. We also are going to be narrowing our focus with the services that we offer. So you might have heard me talk about this from time to time through 2021. If you're listening to last week's episode where we did the year in review, I talked about our consulting services and the great work that we've been able to do with heavy duty parts companies. This is going to be much more focused in 2022. We're going to be expanding the number of clients that we are working with because we're going to be reducing some of the other work that we've done in the past that really, it was good at the time, but doesn't fit into our current strategic plan. And so as we focus on consulting, we're going to be focusing on bringing our methodology and more of a data approach to sales and marketing, combined with the work that we've already been doing in helping companies with their pitch, helping them with their content, helping them come together to achieve the growth goals that they have, that our clients have. This is where we're going to be focusing more and more of our attention on our consulting services, and we're going to be offering these services to more companies in 2022. We're going to continue to expand that part of the business. So we're going to see increased content a more focused effort and an increase in the number of companies we work with on the consulting side, this is going to create a positive feedback loop. Many of our clients are guests on the show. Many of our guests on the show become clients. And so we really feel that by focusing on these two areas, we can, one, better serve the industry, and two, this will help us to achieve our goals. Now, speaking of goals, last year at the beginning of 2021, I told my team, I want to hit 1 million impressions in 2021. We did so by August. We almost finished the year with 2 million impressions. So we almost doubled our goal. So that's the baseline going into 2022 is 2 million impressions. So what is the big audacious goal that we're going to go after in 2022? Well, here it is. We're going to try to 5x on what we did in 2021, which will bring us to 10 million impressions in 2022. But we need your help. We need the listeners and the viewers to tell people about the Heavy Duty Parts Report. Maybe you have colleagues who haven't had a chance to tune into the show or check it out. Please, word of mouth is so important. If you are a YouTube subscriber, thank you for subscribing. Share it with a friend. Make sure you click the bell icon so you get notified on new episodes. If you want to stay up to date with our content, then subscribe to our email list, because if you go to heavydutypartsreport.com right now, you can subscribe to our email list. You can follow the show for free, and we will send you a weekly email where you have access to all the content. If you are an Apple user, you can leave a 5-star review, and also you can write a review about how you feel about the show. That helps us a lot. So that 5-star and that written testimonial from you on the Apple Podcast app, that really helps to expand the show. So there's many ways for you to get involved and to help us to grow, and anything you can do to help get the word out there to other people is greatly appreciated by the Heavy Duty Parts Report team and by me, your host, Jamie Irvin. Thank you for supporting the show in 2021. I look forward to talking with you, visiting with you at trade shows, interacting with you in live streams and live content, and publishing all of this great content for you to help you with your business, to help you if you're a truck operator or a fleet, to lower your total cost of operation, to help you if you are a heavy-duty parts distributor or manufacturer, to be able to get your parts into the hands of people who need them. Thank you so much for all the support, and we will see you in Season 5 starting in January in 2022. Would you like to buy any of the parts discussed on the Heavy Duty Parts Report? Head over to heavydutypartsreport.com/buy parts today. Thank you for watching this video. Click here to subscribe to the Heavy Duty Parts Report YouTube channel, and click here to watch another great episode.